Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy 4th of July if you celebrate 4th of July. I know I have some friends on here that don't, right? That they're in another country, they're not in the United States. But if you are in the United States and you are celebrating, happy 4th of July. Grab your beverage. Today I'm saying stay positive, and I'll explain in a minute. Grab your beverage, pull up a chair. No excuses. I'm trying to see if this is going to be better. Oh, this is better. Okay. And I'd like to talk about what are you doing today? What are you doing today? So, when I was younger, there were a couple of holidays that I did not care for. The first one was New Year's Eve. Why? Because I never had someone to spend it with. That really sucks when you're sitting there ringing in the new year all by yourself. It's not fun. When everybody is, kissing and hugging and, it was, I never really liked New Year's. The second holiday that I never really liked, July 4th. Because everybody would go and they would do barbecues and then they would snuggle up on the grass and watch the fireworks. I never had anyone to snuggle up with. So therefore, I didn't really like 4th of July. For some reason, Valentine's Day didn't bother me. Maybe because for Valentine's Day, I had friends that we gave each other stuff. So, and family and things like that. So that holiday didn't bother me as much as the others. And then as I got older and I actually got in a relationship, I didn't dislike, but unless I was doing something. Now, in about over a decade ago, I was living in a house that John and I had built. And there was a pool in the back. And we would always have a 4th of July party, a big 4th of July party. And I loved that. I loved getting everyone together. I loved having all the kids playing and laughing and goofing off and running free. The adults would sit at the bar and have drinks and snacks, and it's some of my fondest of memories. And it's too hot, I guess, because now Duncan is hollering at me to let him back inside. And this is what I get. He couldn't have done this before I came on. No, because this is alive and I'm not going to stop it. Okay, buddy. Come on. Okay, close the door. Duncan, close the door. Close it. Good boy. Yes, I trained him to close the door. Isn't that great? Yeah, one of the many things that he does in a really great way. And then, of course, what does he expect? Yes, he expects a treat for the hard work that he just did. So what kind of a treat do I give him? A green bean. Yeah, a green bean, a blueberry, a piece of broccoli. Take. So where was I? Oh, the fondest of memories, right? Getting everyone together. It was awesome. And I kind of miss those days, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it was a little chaotic. It was a little crazy. It was, a little bit of work, well, a lot of work to get the outside ready and washed down and, make sure I had all the food and beverages but really, really great times were had there with a lot of amazing people. And our kids grew up together, and it was wonderful. But now I've been in this house and empty nester, and I found that the holiday isn't the same. I went from not loving the holiday to loving the holiday to it just being another day and being very lackadaisical about it. As a matter of fact, if you didn't tell me that today was a holiday, I probably wouldn't even know. And so what am I doing today? Well, John is traveling, so he's not here. And so I decided that I was going to have a facial. I haven't had a facial, oh my God, in probably 25 years. And so I am going to have a facial done today. There was a special. I knew the woman's shop that does it. I was like, I've been meaning to go check out her shop. Her business. I'm going to go do that. So I'm going to have a facial done today. I'm also hoping, keep my fingers crossed. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this one, but I had made an appointment for John and I to have our nails done. They have a little private room where I get my nails done, and sometimes John comes with me, and we were going to make it a day tomorrow after he gets in tonight. And he messaged me from the flight and said, do you mind if I take a rain check? And so we're going to go down and visit a friend of his that has a pool, and it's like a 4-story, what would you call it? It's not a row house. It's kind of like a townhouse, but it's not, because it's not attached on either side. It's just a tall, skinny house. And it's got 4 levels, lots of stairs and no elevator. So it's good exercise. And they have a pool, and they just redid the back part of the backyard. And they invited us to come down this weekend. So we're going to leave first thing tomorrow morning, and therefore I need to reschedule the nail appointment because I desperately need them. This one is cracked and it hurts. So I'm going to see if I can get in today. But I'm wondering, does change of plans get your panties in a wad? Does it? I will tell you that being married to John, I have not been able to get my panties in a wad over stuff like this. Sometimes it's irritating because I had to find someone to watch Duncan today in order for it to happen tomorrow, which I was able to do, thank goodness, with it being summer. There's a lot of people available a lot of kids, a lot of college students, a lot of people to watch him for 2 days, right? But I'm sad. I'm sad because I just got back and I missed him for those 2 weeks. And so, but I kind of roll with the punches most of the time. Sometimes when he hands me those curveballs or change of plans at the last minute, I get a little irritated. But, I'm working with staying in the zen. Staying in the zen and not getting all riled up. So what are you doing? If you celebrate, are you going to a barbecue? Are you just Netflix and chilling? Is it just another day to you? Do you watch fireworks? The funny thing is, for the 4th of July, all those years that we did pool parties, we never did fireworks. We didn't do the fireworks. And then, then there was one year while I was been here that John and I actually went into DC and saw the fireworks. And that was really spectacular because they go off in back of like the monuments, in back of the Washington Monument. It's it is spectacular to watch. I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to do that. And this year I got to pick them up at 9. So that's right when all the fireworks happen. Maybe we'll see them as we're driving home. And that's really all that we have planned this year, or that I have planned. He's flying all day, all night, crazy. I was like, are you sure you're going to be okay to socialize the next day and not just take a chill day? I mean, that's a lot of flying. He's flying from Singapore to LA and then back to Virginia all at the same time. It's a lot of flying. Now, the flight from LA to Virginia, he's flying as a passenger, so he can rest. And there was something else I wanted to share with you, and now I don't remember what it was. It'll come to me. I know it will. Stay positive. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. My mind just totally and completely went blank. It's probably because I went to bed really late because I was binge watching a Netflix show, and I'm supposed to be asleep by 10, and I didn't get to bed till 12:30. And I'm on the last episode. I was so tired I couldn't even force myself to stay awake. So what show am I watching? I'm watching Ginny and Georgia. Have you seen that show? I saw the first season, the second season dropped, and I'm at the end of the second season. And you know, I'm invested in the characters. So, and this is not a show that John would want to watch at all, not even a little bit. So at some point, I'll have to watch the last 30 minutes of it. Do you do that? Are you able, like, I remember, oh, this is going to really date me, but I remember being so bent out of shape before they had the ability to stream TV and movies, before they had the ability to record TV and movies, when you had to actually sit your fanny down at the time that they were being broadcast in order to see them, or you missed them. And I remember, oh my goodness, I remember I was early high school, I think. And there was a show called Happy Days. And I'm sure you can find it on the reruns or somewhere. But it was the Happy Days. And the big thing about the Happy Days show at this point that I was watching it wasn't Fonzie, which a lot of people know, but was Chachi and, her name is Erin in real life, but Chachi and, oh my God, I can't remember her name. If you remember Chachi's girlfriend from Happy Days, put it in a comment below. Joni. Chachi and Joni. And being of that age roundabout, I was very invested and interested in those characters, and they were getting together and starting a relationship. They were friends to begin with, and I remember being so bent out of shape because I had to go to this religious school thing that my parents made me go to, and I could not see Chachi and Joni. It was like the season finale, the big thing, and I was having a hissy meltdown, panties in a wad. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget that. And now I don't need to worry, because if I'm too tired, the phone rings, I've got somewhere to be and I didn't get to see it, I can just pause it and come back and finish watching it later. What's it called when you have a positive words are a little challenging today. Give me some grace. Fill in the blank. What a godsend. What great ability to be able to have. I'm missing the word, but I'm giving it every effort I can to find all the other words that describe the word that I was looking for. Yeah, what a godsend to be able to have that. What a privilege. There we go. What a privilege to be able to have that capability now. Yes? Do you even remember when you couldn't pause? When you couldn't like on demand have a show? Like, oh, I really want to watch XYZ, and be able to call it up instead of having to wait? Yeah. Life has changed quite a bit when we think about it. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. See, I knew I'd get around to it. So here's something that I wanted to share with you. Have you ever done something for so long that you were almost scared to stop doing it? Does that make sense? So let me explain. I'll give you an example. I wore a mouth guard because I had a tendency to clench my teeth, and it caused a lot of TMJ and jaw problems. So for 30 plus years, probably 40 years, I have worn a mouth guard every single night, because if I didn't, I would wake up and my jaw would pop terribly. Well, I guess it was 30 years, whatever it was. Well, I one day woke up and my jaw started popping all the time. Like first thing in the morning, when I would attempt to eat something, and I dealt with it for like a year. And then I went on soft foods for like 9 months. And then I just was like, I can't do this anymore. I tried different mouthpieces, and I actually went to a physical therapist. And she worked on my jaw muscles. And if you have TMJ, it's a serious thing. Like my jaw has locked open, like, and then I had to, do one of these to try and push it closed. It's not fun. It pops. It makes all these loud noises every time you open and close your jaw. It is very not fun. So I went to this physical therapist, and she's working on my jaw, and I'm not really getting better. And she goes, do me a favor. Stop wearing your mouth guard for 1 week. I was like, oh my God, if I stop, it's going to get worse. My teeth are going to all shift. She goes, in 1 week, you'll be okay. Because at the end of the week, you'll put it back in, and if they've moved a little bit, they'll move back. Just do it as an experiment. So I did. And guess what? The popping in my jaw stopped. I was so scared to stop wearing that mouth guard because the pain and the suffering and everything that I went through before I wore it was not something I wanted to relive. But now I'm wearing it and having that experience. And so she was like, just curious. Let's see what happens. And that curiosity freaked me out. And it took me a while to agree to do that. Because I thought, oh my God, it's going to get even worse if I don't wear this thing. As bad as it is wearing it, it's going to get even worse if I stop. And I'm here to tell you, no problems. I do wear it once a week. I wear it every Sunday. And when I went to France, I didn't even bring it with me. And I went 2 weeks without wearing it. My teeth haven't shifted. My jaw has gone back to normal. And there are many things in my life that I have done that with. When I started going through menopause, I didn't find. My sister and my doctor both recommended this herbal remedy. It's in a pill. Here, let me share with you because I know that there are people out there. Sorry, it's getting dark because I'm stepping away from the window. Hang on. Okay. It's called Bonafide. Actually, it's by a company named Bonafide, but it is called Relazin. It's called Relazin. It's right there. Relazin. Can you see? Relazin. It is actually the extract of a Swedish flower. So it doesn't interact with any medications that you may be on. And it totally and completely eliminates, it says right on here, hot flashes and night sweats. It's totally natural. No side effects. I took this every day religiously for 8 years. 8 years. And my hot flashes and night sweats were so bad that I swore I would never get off it because I didn't want those coming back. Once you get relief from that, when I first started getting hot flashes, I was like, yes, I'm not going to be cold anymore. Well, that's not the way that they work, is what I found. Because I still get cold, right? I still got cold. And it was like an inferno from the inside out that you couldn't get cool. Miserable. Absolutely. That's why women are like, if you know of a woman who's suffering from hot flashes and night sweats, please share this with them and let them know that it takes up to 3 months to really build up in your system to alleviate the hot flashes and night sweats. But doctor approved, Amy approved. Always check with your doctor before you start any kind of supplement, people. Don't take my word for it. Check with your doctor. But I had gotten to a point in my health journey that the doctors wanted me off of everything. And when I say everything, it meant this too. Oh, good golly. I was so scared. My heart was beating. My stomach was flipping. I was like, oh, it takes 3 months to get back in my system. I really don't want it to get out of my system. Guess what? After 8 years of taking it, when I stopped, the night sweats and everything didn't come back. And so when I'm giving you these examples because I have done things in life where I did something to remedy a situation that was uncomfortable, right? And then I never wanted to get off of it. And yet that fear, that panic, that anxiety, that stress that I felt, when I did finally do it anyway, I'm so relieved because now I don't need to take this supplement. Now I don't have to wear that that mouth guard and clean it and all of that. I do wear it and I do clean it, but I'm not doing it every day anymore. And my teeth haven't shifted. And so sometimes when we introduce a remedy, and I cling to that, right? Like my life is really good and it's because I'm taking this. No, my life is really good because this, taken long enough, has balanced my system and my system has had the time to work through it. Mouth guard, 30 years was long enough. We never know how long enough is, right? Unless we test it. And so I've done this with lots of things. I've done this with my supplements. I've done this with my mouth guard. I've done this with thyroid medication. I'm totally off that. And so I was coming down the stairs today, getting ready to leave. Now, I have done things where, okay, I need to remember. You need to take that thyroid medicine on an empty stomach before you walk the dog, blah, 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 blah. And then I had to take these drops for my hormones, DHEA and all of these other things. For like 6 months, I had to take them 3 times a day. And now that I no longer have to take them, oh my gosh, it's like the heavens have opened and they're like singing gloriously because all those supplements, I was literally crying like a baby. I was whining, if I have to admit. I was whining, like, I don't want to take them anymore. Can't I just stop? And the doctor was like, you're almost there. Don't stop. And so the supplements that I've been taking for 6 months, I finally got to stop most of them. And I was like, yes, finally some relief. I was taking I felt like 80 supplements a day, like actual pills, not different ones. Like some of them you had to take three times a day or 4 twice a day. And it was a lot, but I'm glad that I did it. I'm also glad I got to stop. And I'm glad that they worked. And so now I'm on a different protocol. And my desire is that in the next 6 months, I'm hoping to balance all the things that are out of balance, to stop the burping that I've been doing, that, balances my gut, stops the bloating, maybe helps a little bit more. Each time I eliminate one of the issues that I have, I get clear-headed, I sleep better, my hair is better, like everything kind of falls into place. And so as much as I dislike taking them, I'm grateful, super grateful that number 1, that they work, and number 2, that I don't need to take them forever. And so if you're having anxiety or stress or worry or doubt about changing or stopping something that you've done forever, do it as an experiment. Do it as an experiment and see what happens. You can always put it back in. You can always start them back up. You can always, you know, I don't know what else you would be doing that you would have to stop. But sometimes it's advantageous for us to stop. Sometimes we've done it for long enough, but we don't even realize it. And I'm testament to that. And I'm super grateful for that. And so that's what I wanted to share with you today, that, you know, whatever you're doing on the 4th of July, there is no right way to celebrate, my friend. You could sit your fanny on a chair outside on your porch and read a book all day. You don't have to go to a barbecue, pool party, beach, fireworks show for you to celebrate the freedom that we have. Both, you know, as citizens of the United States, but as people as a whole, right? Celebrating our freedom and the incredible abilities that we have and access to things that, and, you know, within our fingertips, at our fingertips, like streaming videos, you know, like the ability to choose what I do for Valentine's Day, for 4th of July. And I hope that whatever you decide to do today, that it ends with a bang, however your bang is manifested, and that it's super duper memorable, and that most of all, it brings you a whole lot of joy. And I will catch you, my friend, on Monday. Have the most wickedly wonderful weekend. See ya.